Trump warning while discussing the economy that there would be a, quote, bloodbath if he is not reelected in November. This after the former president kicked off the event by paying tribute to those who attacked the U.S. Capitol on January 6th.
He's even predicting a bloodbath. What does that mean? He's going to exact a bloodbath? There's something wrong here.
And now every single day on the stump, he is championing and praising the insurrectionists who he encouraged to violently storm the Capitol in an attempt to overthrow our democracy.
Donald Trump's campaign says that he was talking about an economic bloodbath. Yep. I don't know if I buy that, but that is in fact what the campaign said.
Wow. So as you just saw there, other media outlets and Democrats across the country lying to the American people using a soundbite from President Trump's speech this weekend, claiming he will create a bloodbath. He didn't say that if elected in November. Even President Biden joined in on the bloodbath hoax, claiming this guy wants another January 6th.
You think Joe Biden tweeted that?
No, I think his
But we know
team.
the campaign strategy on the part of the Biden administration. Abortion, January 6th, all day, every day.
Go get Trump.
That's right. Joining us now for reaction, Newsmax contributor Chrissy Clark and Project 21 member Whitley Yates. Great to have you both on this morning. Good to see you on a Monday. Chrissy, I like the microphone. What's that say?
Thank you.
It says Chrissy Clark.
My name.
Nice.
Yeah.
I love it.
Can't miss it.
I love it. So, Chrissy, take a listen to, again, this is what Donald Trump actually said Saturday in Ohio.
Let me tell you something to China. If you're listening, President Xi, and you and I are friends, but he understands the way I deal, those big monster car manufacturing plants that you're building in Mexico right now, and you think you're going to get that, you're going to not hire Americans, and you're going to sell the cars to us. Now, we're going to put a 100% tariff on every single car that comes across the line, and you're not going to be able to sell those cars. If I get elected, now, if I don't get elected, it's going to be a bloodbath for the whole, that's going to be the least of it. It's going to be a bloodbath for the country. That'll be the least of it. But they're not going to sell those cars. They're building massive factories.
And the media thinks he's referring to violence when he says bloodbath, which the definition, again, I just said it, but I'm going to say it again, Merriam-Webster, the definition of bloodbath is a major economic disaster. In this case, Donald Trump is exactly correct to use that word. He's talking about what would happen if Mexico and China continue to outsell American auto workers here in America, Chrissy.
Yeah. I just feel like we know that this is the media's ploy, right? We know that they're going to take something like poisoning the blood of our people or whatever Donald Trump said, that they take it completely out of context and then they go and do this. The best thing that you can possibly do is to not give them ammo to shoot the gun at you. And so I think when Donald Trump says this, I don't think he's wrong. I think when you go and you look at the Merriam-Webster dictionary and it's like whatever 1B on that,
right? Sure,
you can use it. It's fine. Like, you know what they're going to do to you, man. You know that this is their main point of attack. Why give them that ammo?
I think he wasn't even thinking about giving them ammo. I think he was in that moment really thinking, he uses the word bloodbath to describe what it is, a major economic disaster. And I think that was really hitting home there with that crowd. Whitley, what do you make of this?
You know, I said this yesterday, and the truth is that Republicans fall in line and Democrats have to fall in love. And we all know from the polls that no one has fallen in love with Joe Biden. And so what they have to do is use fear-mongering tactics against former President Trump in order to energize their base. And this is all a part of it, because the truth is that America has been in a bloodbath since Biden has taken over. But nobody's talking about the Biden bloodbath that we've all had to live through over the past 4 years because they don't want to focus on that. But what they're attempting to do is, manipulate former President Trump's words to scare their base to the polls because they don't have any other reason to go and vote for a man who doesn't know where he is.
So I also, Chrissy, Trump, and I've been with him and heard him use the word. It's bloodbath's sort of part of his vernacular. You know, the guy's 77 years old. He's probably used the word for years, but we forget that he was a builder in pretty gritty 1970s New York City. And then, of course, he kind of rose to celebrity in the 80s. But that's a word that he uses. I think some people would say disaster instead of bloodbath. But bloodbath, we know the definition. I mean, that's what he's talking about. He's just talking about the disaster economically that this would be for an industry that America was built on. The American auto industry, which has been, it has been a bloodbath. under Joe Biden for the last 3 years. I want to move on and talk about this report from Bloomberg, which, again, you're not going to hear this on other news networks. So Tyson Foods, my kids eat Tyson chicken fingers every week, right? So Tyson just announced they're going to close this massive plant in Iowa, which employs 1,200 workers, the majority of which will lose their jobs. These are all American citizens living in the Midwest, living in Iowa. And Bloomberg is now going to hire 40,000 migrants and asylum seekers, people that are here illegally, to take over those jobs. Chrissy, your reaction to that?
Well, no, like just hard stop. But the American people are struggling every single day to, pay for eggs, pay for milk, pay for, the regular things, because one job merely isn't enough anymore. We shouldn't be creating employment opportunities for people who illegally entered our country. And Tyson did go back and put out this statement saying that, oh, well, we don't actually just want to hire illegal immigrants. We want to hire people who can legally work here. I'm like, well, hello, that's what New York City is actually doing. They're allowing illegal immigrants to work legally, even though that's illegal. They're creating workarounds for this. So Tyson Foods is going to try and play this as a PR war. And I just feel like viewers should know that no matter how they split it or how they try to manipulate it to appeal to New York law, it's the same thing. Okay. You're hearing the headline correctly from Bloomberg. It is wrong. They are hiring illegal immigrants.
I think it's going to be disastrous for Tyson Foods when they hear that 1,200 tax-paying Iowans are now out of a job. I think it could have a very, very bad effect for Tyson Foods down the road. We got to leave it there, guys. Chrissy, Whitley, thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Thank you.
Thank you.